things before we get started. One, I am wearing long sleeves today. That is for your protection. I managed to go out and do some gardening yesterday and got poison ivy on specifically my right arm, so yay me. So I am wearing long sleeves today to obviously not freak everyone out on YouTube land. What that does mean is that I probably won't be doing big arm swatches of the rest of these. Today, moving on, is pinks, peaches, and sort of apricot colors. I've put them all together here. I will say the pinks are a full range of pinks from light to dark, and the peachy shades, same thing, light peach to kind of a peachy coral. So to get started, I'm just going to organize these by color and then we will start swatching. Real quickly, let me walk you through how this is set up. Light pinks to midtones, sort of rosy pinks, so a little bit deeper, and then hot pinks down here. And then right here, we're gonna be dealing with sort of the peachy, corally kinds of shades in my collection. I actually don't have as many of these as I thought I did. So, being said, let's dive in down here. This is from MAC. This is a Versicolor Stain Energy Shot. This came as part of a kit that I got. Oh, I think this is actually more of a gloss. All right, well, easy enough. Moving that to the glossy section. Okay, next up, let me grab this one right here. This is a Maybelline Color Drama. This is something you can't get in the US. They sell it in Canada and in Europe. I ordered mine from a Canadian seller. I ordered 3 colors. This is definitely my least favorite. It's pink and it has a shimmer in it. I went through a lot of hoops to get this. I like the formula, but I really don't like the shimmer particles that are so clearly in this. I'm gonna pass on this one. So this is a NYX Simply Pink. These are actually incredibly pigmented. As you can see, and incredibly creamy, and I really do like this formula quite a bit. So the thing that saves this shade for me is its blue-based undertone. I'm hoping you can see this. This has got a lot more orangey, sort of warm undertone to it, and something like this pulls a lot more blue/purple, and I just feel like that ends up looking a little bit more modern and a little bit nicer on my lips. You'll find, I think, especially as we get into more of these midtones, I'm not a huge fan of these more warm midtone pinks, I guess is what I would say. So I think I am going to hang on to this one for the time being. This is a Neutrogena Smooth Color Stick in the shade Pink Grapefruit. This is going to be, oh, that's more pigmented than I thought. But once again, you can see it leans a lot more warm than this more cool toned blue-based pink. So I think I am going to pass along the Neutrogena one. This is one of those It's Balms, again, from Julep that I'm obsessed with and can't part with. This is Nectar Pink. This one is more warm toned, but it is sheer and almost leans a little bit more nude. So I find that incredibly wearable. So I'm gonna hang on to that. This is a little sample size from Clinique of their Pink Honey. It is a kind of a lip balm formula. It's very sheer. I do like this, but I have other balmy kinds of things that I reach for over this. So I'm going to pass this along. This is one of the Hourglass lip stilos. This is in the shade Creator. I love this one. It is more of a nudie pink. It is warmer, but it's more nude based. So I'm going to hang on to this one. I do wear this one quite a bit. This is from MAC. This is a huggable lip color, and I don't know if I've worn this yet. Oh yeah, this is more of a sheer wash as well. So similar to that sample of Clinique, but less color, honestly, than that, let's see, It's Balm one. I actually do like this. I think I would get some use out of this in the wintertime, especially when I want something really sheer. This is Airy Fairy. This is from Rimmel. This is one I know I'm keeping. It is more of a nude pink, but I love it. This is one that almost always stays in my purse because it's one that I feel like can match any look that I've done, and it's super easy to pop on. It smells just like every other Rimmel lipstick. It has definitely a strange fruity smell. It doesn't bother me. I think it doesn't linger on the lips, but the good thing about Rimmel is most of their little containers at the store aren't sealed. This is good and bad. A, be careful that you've got a fresh one, but B, you can absolutely walk into a drugstore and open up a tube of this and smell it and see if you like it or not. I love Airy Fairy. That is going nowhere. This is from e.l.f. It is another one of their Beautifully Bare lip satins in the shade Touch of Pink. This one is also going to be very sheer, but less sheer than I thought. I don't think I'm going to reach for this shade. I'm going to pass this one along. This is number 13, Love Me from Essence. This is another one of those sort of mid-toned warm pinks that I don't necessarily love a ton, so I think I'm going to pass this shade along. This is a NYX Soft Matte Lipstick in the shade In Bloomington, and I really like this formula. It is very matte, and this one is actually almost more nude. They're incredibly pigmented. I really like this formula, and I really like that color, so this is staying. This is the shade Sheer Obsessed. This is old packaging from Urban Decay. It is one of their sheer ones, and I wonder how this is going to compare to, yeah, see, it's kind of a bubblegum Barbie pink. Yeah, I'm gonna pass this one along. This is part of the sheer line from Essence. This is number 11, All About Cupcake. I've actually worn this quite a bit. It does remind me a lot of that MAC one we just swatched. Oh yeah, those are really similar. So that is MAC, and that is, sorry, flipping you off, that is the Essence one. I think those are incredibly similar. I think I'm gonna keep the MAC one only because I like the tone a little bit more, but I do think these are almost dupes. Moving on. This is from e.l.f. This is one of their moisturizing lipsticks. This is Pink Minx, and it's pretty, but once again, well, I was gonna say this is that warm tone pink that I don't like. This one has almost got more of a coral attribute to it. It leans just enough coral that I actually do think I like it, but I don't know as if it is going to be unique to my collection, so I may see, I don't think I need more than one color like this in my collection, so I'm gonna see if I run across another that is this tone and then compare formulas and go from there. This is a Burt's Bees in Sunset Cruise. In fact, this may be your comparison shade here. Yeah, see, this one goes just a smidge more coral than pink, which may make it a little bit more wearable. As I thought, I like this slightly more coral, a little bit more orange shade than this that has a little bit more pink, so I'm gonna pass on the e.l.f. and keep the Burt's Bees. I will say this is a lighter weight formula, more moisturizing, whereas this is more of a traditional cream, which is, I think, a little bit more pigmented, but actually I like that this is kind of a medium sheer kind of shade. It's buildable for sure, but it's very moisturizing and very comfortable too. This is a Revlon shade called HD Rose. It's pretty. It looks a lot like that one I just decluttered though, so I think I'm going to pass this one along as well. This is one of the Tarte Lip Sculptors that we talked about in an earlier one. This is in the shade Voltage. See, this is going to be that sort of mid-toned rosy pink, but it's got a little bit more rosy depth to it. Once again, I'm having a hard time passing on any of these. I love, love, love this formula. It smells like cake. It's super creamy and comfortable. The gloss isn't sticky. It's gel-like. It gives just the right amount of pigmentation. You can wear either one on its own. I just freaking love that formula. This is Frida from, obviously, ColourPop. Oh, see, now we're getting into shades that are super similar. Dagnabbit, that's exactly the same. But Frida is a ColourPop shade I don't think you can get anymore. It is from the Coffee Break with Danny. That is spot on for the one I'm keeping from Tarte. So I think I'm gonna pass this one along. I never thought I would say that. All right, this is Pink in the Afternoon. This is one that I saw Jessica Braun recommend. Apparently I have a lot of this exact same color. Okay, so that is pretty much the exact same as the Tarte and the ColourPop, so awesome. Passing that along. Moving on. This is a Turned Up lipstick by NYX. This is number 19. Does it have a name? Ah, yes, Tiara. That one is close. It's just slightly more coral than I think those. These lean more rose, and this one leans a little bit more bright coral. This is the only one I have in this formula. It's super creamy, super pigmented. I think I'm gonna keep it. This is from LA Girl. This is one of their matte lipsticks in the shade Hush. Yeah, and this leans that same rosy pink. Pass that along. I never really reach for these. The caps pop off super easily. This is City Color Cosmetics in the shade Coral Dazzle. This one, you get the tiniest amount of lipstick known to man, and a lipstick or a lip gloss on the other. I think I got this for $2, and you know, is it worth $2? Sure. Is it worth keeping in my collection? Probably not. This is from e.l.f. This is Dash of Pink. It is one of their matte lines. Bright Watermelon Pink. I don't know. Do I think I'm going to reach for this shade? Here's the thing with pinks and me. I have a tendency to either go for some of the more lighter, sort of blushy pinks, or I reach for a brighter pink. I don't often reach for these mid-toned pinks like this. These have a lot of warmth tone. This is kind of a bright watermelon color. I don't think I'm going to reach for this. I'm going to pass it on. This is from Buxom. This is one of their plump lip liners. It has a strange brush at the end, which I actually have used to kind of smooth product out, and then it has a pencil on the other end. This one is very fair. I guess it should have been on the other end. I really do like this shade. I like this formula too. Definitely one that I want to keep I think this is an underrated product that not a lot of people talk about. It's that perfect sort of nudie pink, so I'm gonna hang on to him. This is another one of those Revlon HDs. This is in Pink Cloud, and it's pretty, but do I think I'm gonna reach for it? No, it's a little too baby pink for me. This is from Revlon. This is another one of their matte sticks. Sorry, things are rolling away on me here. This is one of their matte, what do they call these? Matte balms. This is in the shade Elusive. I just don't know if I'm gonna reach for this shade. It's that mid-toned watermelon pink color. I don't know, let me try it on. Okay, it's pretty. I just don't know as if this is a shade that I'm going to go, yes, this is what my look needs to complete. So I think I'm gonna pass it on. This makes me sad. This is a bite pencil in Velvet. Don't know if I ever reach for the shade. It is just a little too Barbie pink for me. So I'm gonna pass this on. This is the shade Gin Fizz. I love this shade. It is totally unique in my collection. It is like a very blue, almost orchid pink shade. I love this shade in the summertime. It's super bright. Not getting rid of this. This is in the Amuse Bouche line. This one is newer to my collection. This is called Quinta. This is in their old formula, and I think I picked it up at like TJ Maxx. Once again, it is that same shade, mid-tone pink, that all of these are. Lord. All right, I'm going to pass. I think I'm going to pass this one along. All right, let's tackle these more rose-toned shades here, and then we'll deal with peaches here later. Okay, so this is a lipstick from Hera. This is a Korean brand. It's very high-end. It's kind of like the Korean Dior. This is a really pretty soft pink. It's got this really interesting, hopefully you can see this, stripe in the middle there. The formula on this is gorgeous, so I do think this is definitely a fancy high-end brand. The packaging feels very luxe and pretty, and I just have good memories of purchasing this while in Korea, so I'm definitely hanging on to it. This is another one of the e.l.f. moisturizing lipsticks. This is in Ravishing Rose. We're getting a little bit deeper in the rose spectrum right now. I do really like this color. This is probably one I will hang on to unless I find a good dupe for it. It almost leans a little bit red, but it's more rose red. So if you're looking for a red that's not super bright or super intense, this can definitely do that for you. This is from MUA. This is a brand that's sold in Europe, but then is also brought over in a small amount to CVS. It is exclusive there. This is in the shade Magenta. It's a lot more, you can see the difference. This goes a lot more sort of undertones of blue versus undertones of red. This is a really, really comfortable, pretty formula. I do think I'm gonna end up with shades a lot like this throughout my collection, so I'm gonna hang on to this one for now, but I'm just gonna set it to the side. We'll come back to it and decide if we need to keep it. This is a little Tarte Lipsurgence. It's a little sample size clearly. It's very similar to that shade that I kept from e.l.f. I think I'm gonna just pass this one along. I don't see myself reaching for this over the e.l.f. one. This is Kiko Milano. This is shade 304. This is another one of their Velvet Mattes. This is that mid-toned pink rose again. Every time I put this shade on, I'm always like, no, something's not right about it. The formula is amazing. I just think I can probably find a friend or somebody who likes it better. So I'm gonna pass this one along. This is another MUA. They tend to do a lot of darker, mid-tone to darker shades in this, not a lot of nudes. This is in the shade Fuchsia. So this was Magenta. This is Fuchsia. Yeah, you can definitely see. So this is Magenta, this is Fuchsia. Hopefully the glare's not too bad on this. So more warm toned, more purple toned. Definitely I'm leaning towards keeping a more purple toned one. These are incredibly creamy and incredibly pigmented. I do think I'm gonna keep this one. This is another one of those NYC City Proof Mattes. Manhattan Mauve. I guess I could have put this in my mauve section. And this is definitely kind of like this Magenta, but matte. I do like this. I'm gonna hang on to set this one to the side as well. We'll come back to it. This is a Katy Perry by CoverGirl lipstick. This is the only one I've kept. This is called Cat Call Meow Monet. This is a shade that I kept because I thought it was kind of that mid-toned red color. It's bright, but it doesn't go all the way to red, and I still really like the color. It's raspberry. It definitely looks red, but it's not like over the top. So I do think I'm going to keep this. This is one of my favorite shades ever. I don't see myself getting rid of this. This is NYX Matte Lipstick. These are incredibly affordable. This is in Sweet Pink. I love how bright this looks on my lips in the summertime. It is very blue based. It is bright as all get out, and I flippin' love this shade. If you are looking for a lipstick that just brightens up your whole face, I would highly recommend this. I think it would look good on a lot of skin tones too. This is the Queen. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is inspired by the shades that Queen Elizabeth likes to wear. And it is a beautiful, deep, sort of raspberry, and I love the fact that this was inspired by her. I bought this because I love Charlotte Tilbury, but I also have a real deep appreciation for what Queen Elizabeth has done and who she is as a person. I think very highly of her, so hanging on to this. This is shade 29 in the Rimmel Lasting. This looks like it should be in the purple section. In fact, it was in my purple lipstick collection. I moved it over, if you recall, because I thought it looked a little bit more pink, but now that I'm seeing it in here, I think it's looking a little bit more plum again. I'm keeping this. In actuality, I probably should have put this in my plums pile, not my pinks or my purples pile, but I just tried it on. I love the formula. I love how it applied. I like the color on me. I'm gonna keep it. This is a NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. It should not be in this collection. It should go in my liquid lipsticks. This is a NYX Soft Matte Lipstick, which should be in part of my collection. This is We Are the Queens. Okay, so it definitely is darker than the Charlotte Tilbury, so I don't think that this is an exact match by any stretch of the imagination. I thought they were trying to dupe the Queen by calling this We Are the Queens and being very clever and punny, but this is definitely a lot more matte and definitely a lot more deep. I like this. I'm gonna hang on to it. It probably should be in my reds pile, but meh, it's in here. It's one of the Ultra Blotted Lips or the Blotted Lips from ColourPop. This is in the shade Ice Cube. This is just a strange formula. I don't know how I feel about it. It goes on as a very sheer wash of color that's kind of matte, and then you can build it up from something like that to something more intense like that. I haven't played around with this enough to really form an opinion yet, to be honest. I'll hang on to it. This is Revlon Hd Blossom, and that reminds me a lot of these shades down here. So this is really pretty, but I feel like I have shades this color that I would reach for over something this glossy and sheer that needed to be applied all of the time, so I'm gonna pass this one along. Right, this is Matte X in Poppin'. This is incredibly matte and pigmented and beautiful, and I like this Matte X formula. I do think it dries out, or dries your lips down. This is a lot like the what is the MAC lipsticks that are super dry, like Ruby Woo? I can't think of it. It's on the screen, because editing Sarah remembers these things. I do love this color. I think it is absolutely stunning, so I am going to hang on to this. This is Show Orchid from MAC. This is one of those pinks that goes really, it has a blue shift to it. And then this one is Firebird from Urban Decay. This is in the Gwen Stefani packaging, but they still have it in as part of their regular line. And I kind of felt like these shades were going to be very similar. And I was right. So if I'm being totally honest, I think I like the Gwen Stefani one better, and I think I'm going to pass on Show Orchid. Last but not least, in this section, this is Quince. This is an older formula from Bite. This is pretty. I'm going to pass this along to a friend who I think will get more love out of it, especially because it's not in this, especially in this format, one that I can recommend on the blog anymore because they no longer sell them. So if I'm going to keep something like this that's discontinued, I really freaking need to love it, and this one just doesn't scream, ah, keep me. Before moving on, let's talk about these two. I think I'm going to pass this one along. So I'm passing on Magenta. It was the bit more warm-toned one. And I also think for as much as I like this, I feel like I have other shades like this, so I'm going to pass this one along. It is a good formula, but it's getting harder and harder to find these, especially in the United States. And then also, I think they're, especially in my Mauves collection that I just decluttered, I think I've got more shades like this. We move in to the Corally colors. This is Just Peachy from Wet n Wild, that packaging that drives me crazy. This is a white-based Super Peach. Looks like death on me. This is going away. This is a moisturizing what do we call this? Moisture Smooth by Neutrogena. This is Fresh Papaya. This is sheer and really pretty. I do like this color. This is a maybe. We'll put this in the maybe pile over here. This is Love Light from Urban Decay. It's in the old packaging. I do believe they still have this color. It's just a little, I don't know, it's a little patchy. This almost leans more metallic, and I just feel like you can hopefully kind of see it there on camera. It just doesn't apply the metallic evenly, so I'm going to pass this one along. This is a NYX Butter Lipstick in the shade Frisé. That is actually a really pretty sort of corally pink. I do like that, and I like this butter lipstick formula, so I do think I'm going to keep it. This is another one of the matte colors from e.l.f. in the shade Hot Commodity. I could see myself using that one, I'm not gonna lie. I do like these kind of neon shades in the summertime. I think I'm gonna keep him. This is an Eco Soul Kiss Button Lips. This I also got in Korea. This is a very light peachy color. It has a little clicker on the end. It is very peach. It is one of the few very peach lipsticks I own, so I am going to hang on to him. Let's talk about this e.l.f. lipstick. This is in Coral Cutie. See, that really is different than anything else I have. I'm going to hang on to him. Okay, so this is one of the Revlon Kiss Balms. This is the peach one. This does not have a ton of color. In fact, almost none at all. But I love how this peach smells. To me, this is what the peach should have smelled like in the Too Faced launch and did not. If they had made their line smell like this kind of peach, not that gross chemical peach, I would have been all over it. I love this. It's super sheer, but on days where I'm not wearing much makeup or any makeup at all, this is one that I like to throw on. Gives just a hint of a peach color, but that's it. This is Dior, A Sip of Fancy. This is one of their Dior Addict lip glows. This is newer to my collection. This is one of those changing ones. It goes on like a super sheer balm and then will change based on the pH of your lips, but will definitely stay a coral color. Clearly this is going nowhere, and I think I'm going to hang on to him. Okay, so let me total everything up right now. Okay, so I am getting rid of 27, I'm keeping 28, so almost half of the collection. So right on track with kind of where I was hoping to be, getting rid of around half of the lipsticks. And next we are moving on to reds and different shades of reds and different shades of kind of orange lipsticks.